I want to tell you about a fun lesson on how I connected years and decades and months and minutes and seconds and hours into a really fun lesson. And so I asked the kids, how old are they? And they all were like, I'm 10, I'm 11, I'm 9. And I said to them, I'm 4.4. And they looked at me like it was crazy. And I said, well, it really depends on what unit I'm measuring in. And if I'm measuring in decades, then I'm 4.4. And they looked at me and they were like, oh, okay. And they were like, oh, decades, 10 years. And so I said, if I'm measuring in years, I'm 44. And then I said, what if I measured in months? How old would I be? And how would you figure that out? And then we figured out, well, I'd have to be 44 times 12 if it was my birthday today, right? And so this is a really fun modification from an activity that I learned a number of years ago. And I made this on Canva as a fun way to get the kids to really think and look at big numbers. And I gave them calculators, and it really just says like, how many years old are you? How many months old are you? How many weeks old are you? How many days old are you? And then when we find out days, can we find out hours? Can we find out minutes? Could you find out seconds if it was like your birthday right this minute? And then how many decades old are you? And the kids love it, and you give them calculators, and it just gives them a really good understanding of big numbers and how you can be talking about the same thing, but then measure it in so many different ways. And then we extended it on the other side to, in 20 years, how old would I be? Because we read this book, What Do You Learn at School?, which is one of my books. And in the back, it talks about what will your classmates remember about you in 20 years? And so we tried to figure out, we did a writing activity on this, but then we also tried to figure out how old we'd be in 20 years. And then for those really strong math kids, they tried to figure out, based on however, what the date was, could they actually figure out how old they are in 20 years as of today, even if it wasn't their birthday. And so then we're counting up like minutes and months, and this one is, how many years, months, weeks, and days will I be in 20 years as of right now? And so it's a really fun activity that has lots of different entry points for lots of different kids, and they absolutely loved it. And I just made this on Canva, and it was super fun, and I hope you can use something with it too.